Hi Superstars! Thanks so much for spending this time with me today. I'm Debbie Starr, the writer of In the Waiting, which is found at debbiestarr.com, and it's where I share my story of going from doing movie marathons to running 4 half marathons in 1 year's time. And today, Superstars, I am sharing with you 2 tips on how to lace up your shoes when you get out there running. So the first one that I want to show you is called a runner's lock. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but I'm going to share it with you today. And it's really quick and easy. I don't know if some of you, for your regular tennis shoes or running shoes, always probably wondered what this extra little hole here is for. Well, I'm about to show you. So with the runner's lock, it helps it to where when you're out running, if by chance your shoes were to become untied, it's still tight around your ankle. So it helps to prevent, it's just for safety, it helps to prevent you from tripping up while you're running. And of course, the moment that you can, you want to stop and tie your shoe. But until that happens, this is how you're going to want to do this. So for that second little hole, you actually loop the lace up and in through it inside. So you can see on both sides. So it's kind of like little bunny ears, rabbit ears. And then when you go to tie your shoe, you're actually going to pull both of those laces through the loops. See? Like so. And then when you pull it tight, it helps to lock it in place. So even before tying your shoes, you can see how much tighter this already is on your ankles. And it's just that little loop. And so every time you untie your shoes, you can just pull it out a bit. Obviously, I really drew it out so that we could see how to actually lace that through. But you just slip it through each of those, and then you tie your shoes like normal, like you totally normally would. So when you're running, it looks like this, you know. People probably don't even notice it unless you know about how to do the runner's lock. So that's my first tip, just to be able to keep your shoes, you know, nice and tight and snug on your ankles to keep you safe while you're out running. Now, my next tip, these are my Asics. These are actually ones that I have ran and completed, part of the 7 half marathons that I've done so far. But these were one of my oldies but goodies. So I brought them out to show you because when I first started running, I was 60 plus pounds heavier. And so when I first started running, my feet were wider. And as you run endurance running, your feet will swell. So if you get the opportunity, please go to an actual shoe store, shop local, go to your local running place and have them fit you and to know what kind of shoe that you actually need. And a lot of times, don't be surprised if they put you in a whole size bigger. And the reason why is because this concept of as you're running, your feet swell. We know how it is, like when you're standing on your feet all day long. I used to be a hairdresser, and waitresses know and nurses know when you're standing on your feet all day long, at the end of the day, your feet are swollen. So you have to go up a little size or go with like a size wide. Well, this tip is great for like creating your running shoes to be even wider. So that way, when your feet are a little bit bigger or they continue to swell as you're running, it's not so tight on that top part of your arch of your foot. So this is what it looks like when it's all said and done, but it crosses across. So I'm going to break it down just to show you that how to get this started is you're going to put the lace through each side, as you see on this side, and then you're going to come up and under the first hole for this first guy, and the second hole, we're going to skip a hole. So instead of going into this hole, we're going to actually skip a hole and come up. Okay. And what you're going to do is this back and forth motion of going straight across and then skipping a hole and going up. So see this guy? He's going to go down into that first hole all the way across. So it's got that straight line. And then instead of skipping that, you're going to skip up a hole and then this guy will go across. See? Bam. So, and you're going to continue to do that all the way up the shoe until you complete all of the holes of the shoe, just straight across. And again, since that guy's already there, you're going to skip up one hole. You can see that. So that one's already there. You're going to come up that one hole. And when it's all said and done, you're going to have just these, it looks just like stripes straight across. So it's kind of a cool lacing technique. Some of you might have seen this in the department stores. They kind of do this to make the sneakers look nice before they sell it. But actually there is a purpose for it. And this is what's nice for when you are running. So again, this guy's coming up. He's going to skip a hole and come to that top spot right there. All the way across. And this guy is going to go over the top and then down and under. And then we'll just come up in that one hole to finish it off. And so once you actually have the shoes laced like this, you'll see you can then control, you can go in and really loosen that and control how wide your foot needs to be across. So this is just a great tip for if you have a running shoe that doesn't come in a wide, you can possibly go ahead and do this yourself. Or if you are starting off, if you're starting off running and you have a little bit of a bigger foot, this is definitely a way to be able to make a tight shoe feel better when you're out there running. And so then, of course, then to finish this off, you're going to do that runner's lock again, which I'll show you again, into that second little hole that you've got. You're going to just kind of create a little bunny ear loop there. And again, we'll go in here to the inside. And then your inside of the loop is where you're going to take that string all crossed and over. And that's going to help to lock that in place. And then you'll end up just tying your shoe like you totally normally would. And so when it's all said and done, your shoe looks like this, And then every time you go to put on your shoes, just kind of open it up and then tie it up. So anyway, Superstars, I hope that either one of those tips totally helped you with the runner's lock, learning about that and what that purpose of the second hole is for on your tennis shoe or your running shoe. And then also to be able to kind of just make your shoe a little bit wider for if need be, especially when you're doing double digits and you're going out there and you're out for hours, your feet are going to swell. You might need that extra room in your shoes. And this is a great tip on how to get that without having to exchange your shoes and going in and getting something different. So Superstars, I hope that this was encouraging for you. And if you like the tips, please give me a little like. It's my tip jar. Share it with all those other runners out there or people that you know that, hey, this would be great. This is a great way to, the way to lace up your shoes to get an extra width, a little bit extra room in your running shoes. And so Superstars, my prayer always for you is that you will be patient while you're in the waiting and make healthy choices while you're in the waiting.